When I left my job as a director at places like AMC Networks and Macy's, people thought I had lost my mind. Why leave the glamorous world of corporate meetings and endless emails? They would ask. Well, I traded in my suit and tie for something even more thrilling, helping folks like you land dream jobs in Fortune 500 companies. And guess what? I've learned a thing or two about job hunting in the digital age. Let me ask you, have you ever spent hours scrolling through job boards only to feel like you're searching for a needle in a haystack? Or maybe you've sent out so many resumes that your computer asks, "Are you sure you're not a robot?" Well, today I want to talk about the 2-hour job search, using technology to get the right job faster. Yes, you heard that right. 2 hours. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, "Sure, buddy, and I've got a bridge to sell you," let me share some tips and stories that'll make you see job hunting in a whole new light. Tip number 1. Be a detective, not a tourist. When I was at CBS News, I learned that good detectives find the story behind the story. Similarly, a smart job seeker digs deeper than just the job title. Instead of applying to every job that pops up, focus on companies that truly excite you. Use LinkedIn and company websites to learn about their culture, projects, and people. I remember a time when I applied for a job because the title sounded cool: Chief Happiness Officer. Who wouldn't want that? Turns out it was a fancy name for managing the complaint department at a pillow factory. Not exactly a dream job. Tip number 2, use technology wisely, but don't let it use you. We have all these amazing tools at our fingertips, but sometimes they can be more distracting than helpful. Have you ever started looking for jobs online and ended up watching cat videos? No judgment. I love a good cat video myself. Set a timer for yourself, say 2 hours, and focus solely on job-related activities. Use apps that block social media if you have to. Trust me, you'll get more done in those focused hours than in an entire day of multitasking. Tip number 3, network like a human being, not a robot. Networking isn't just sending connection requests on LinkedIn, it's about building real relationships. Think of it like planting seeds in a garden. You can't just throw them on the ground and expect a forest tomorrow. When I was at Macy's, we had a networking event where someone handed me a business card that doubled as a mini resume, complete with a headshot. Impressive, right? Except he handed it to me upside down and walked away without saying a word. Networking malfunction. So, reach out to people with genuine interest. Ask questions, share ideas, and most importantly, listen. You'll be surprised how many doors open when you show you're more than just a resume. Now, let's lighten things up with a relatable story. Back in my corporate days at Xerox, we had this massive printer that was supposed to be the future of copying technology. It had so many buttons and options that we joked it could probably make coffee if we pressed the right sequence. One day, in a rush to print out reports for a big meeting, I hit the wrong button combination. Suddenly, the printer started spewing out pages in what looked like ancient hieroglyphics. My team gathered around and someone said, "I think you've just activated the time machine function." We all had a good laugh, but it reminded me that even the most advanced technology is only as smart as the person using it. The same goes for your job search tools. Now, here's an imaginary scenario for you. Imagine you're at a networking event, yes, another one, but this time, instead of the usual small talk, someone starts handing out slices of pizza with their business card attached to the napkin. Genius, right? Who doesn't love pizza? But then you realize the pizza is cold and the toppings are anchovies and pineapple. Now, that's a combination you won't forget, but maybe not in a good way. The lesson? Stand out, but in a way that leaves a good taste in people's mouths, literally and figuratively. As we wrap up, I promised you a surprise ending, didn't I? Well, here it is. After helping thousands land their dream jobs, you might think I've got it all figured out. But here's the twist. I learned just as much from you as you do from me. Every person's journey teaches me something new. The ironic lesson: the teacher is also the student. So, the next time you're feeling overwhelmed by the job search, remember, be a detective, use technology wisely, and network like a human being. And maybe, just maybe, set your printer to English before hitting print all. Before I go, let me ask you this. What's one thing you can do today to make your job search more effective? Think about it. Maybe it's reaching out to an old colleague, or perhaps it's finally updating that resume. Whatever it is, take that step. Your dream job is closer than you think. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Remember, the corporate roller coaster has its ups and downs, but with the right tools and mindset, you can enjoy the ride. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a printer to fix and possibly a time machine to deactivate. Stay motivated, keep laughing, and go get that dream job